Hi, I'm Lisa Marie, and welcome to my channel, Living My Best Life.
If this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here. And all of my subscribers, you are the best. Let's get started. DIY number 1. For this DIY, I'm starting off with a piece of, I guess it's like MDF board that I got for free at Lowe's in their free pile. And then I have these 2 little kind of sign things from the Dollar Tree. You'll see the front of them in a little bit. And what I'm doing right now is I was just measuring the side of those little Dollar Tree signs so that I could cut strips out of the MDF. Now, I'm not going to show you all of what I went through to cut this because I don't have the best tools. Boy, do I want power tools, especially after this. So I scored my lines with a blade and I went over and over and over, and oh my gosh, I must not be very strong. It just took me a long time. If I had better tools, this would have been easier. And now I'm just cleaning up my edges, but I did get my 2-inch strips, and that's the important thing here. I'm sanding all the edges because I want everything to be nice and smooth, and they were kind of rough after I massacred it. And boy, did that make a big mess. So once I got that all done, of course I had to stop and clean everything up. I'm one of those people, I make a big mess, but then I have to clean it up right away. And now you can see the Dollar Tree signs I'm talking about. These were 2 that I got in the fall, but they have them all year round and they say different things. They're really handy for a lot of projects. I'm going to use my Kills primer in white, and I'm going to paint both sides of my strips, and I'm going to make sure that I cover pretty well, and including the edges. And I'm doing this for a technique that once everything is painted, I'm going to paint a different color over and then distress. So instead of dry brushing, this is going to be a different technique. So after painting everything with the white, now I'm coming in with red acrylic paint. No, actually, sorry, that's Waverly chalk paint in crimson on my signs. And then I'm going to sand all the edges and even over the surface a little. And basically, I'm trying to make it look like worn wood. And it's really working great with this technique because you see the white peeking through from underneath, and I love that look. Now I'm going to take my Waverly ink colored paint and my celery colored paint. I had to think about that. And I'm going to blend them. I'm trying to come up with a green that I want to use. And I wasn't happy, so I got some of my Arteza paint out and I picked one of those greens. And I blended it all together, and I'm painting the strips now. And then I'm going to do that same technique where I sand the edges and a little bit on the surface, and then the white peeks through again and it looks like worn wood. Now, I didn't feel like I got enough green, so I'm going to go back over and dry brush with that green just to bring that tone out a little bit more. While the paint is drying, I just wanted to let you know, in today's video, I am joining in on the Useful DIY Challenge with Christmas and Holiday DIYs, hosted by MomDas, Life Handmade, and Simple Yet Chic. Both of these ladies have amazing channels. One is super glam and elegant, and the other one is just pure artistry. I highly recommend you check them out. Their links will be in my description box below. And the playlist for everyone else in the challenge will also be in my description. I encourage you to watch everyone's video. They're going to be great. The next thing I'm going to do is take the 2 Dollar Tree boxes and put them bottom ends together and hot glue them. And I don't know if you figured it out yet, but what I'm making is like a Christmas tree, but it's going to be a Christmas card holder. So very useful, but also decorative. And now that that's put together, I'm going to use E6000 and hot glue, and I'm going to put the strips on each side. I'm going to hold it until I am sure the hot glue has dried, and then do the other side, because this would be one of those where the awkward shape of it could just pop it right off, and I didn't want that to happen. In order to take the 2 strips and attach them together at the top, I'm going to use hot glue, but I'm also going to wrap it with nautical rope, and that way it'll be a nice secure hold, and that gives me the top of my tree. And I'm just hot gluing that nautical rope right on there, and also the hot glue was between the 2 pieces, so it is nice and secure. Next, I'm going to take some jute twine and I'm going to kind of wrap it diagonally around the tree like garland, and I'm only going to use the glue on the back side and just put a little dot of it. And I'm going to bring that all the way down to the bottom of the tree. And when I get to the base, I'm going to be wrapping around that red base of the tree in like an X with the twine, just to give it that farmhouse feel, which I really love. I decided to add a little piece of the nautical rope right where the seams are, where sides meet the base. I just thought that would look really nice. And of course, I'm using hot glue to do that. Now I'm going to add little teeny clothespins, and I'm going to put them all over that twine, and that's where you can hang your Christmas cards or anything you want, actually. But I made this for the purpose of hanging Christmas cards, and I just think that it came out cute. And then I got these little snowflakes with stickers on the back from Dollar Tree, and I attached them to the base. I had a Christmassy ribbon and I made a little bow and put it at the top. The jury's still out for me if I like the bow or not. But here it is. I'm absolutely thrilled with how this turned out. I think it's a really nice piece. It's very big and it'll hold a lot of Christmas cards. You'll have to tell me what you think. I think this is going to be very useful and we'll be able to use it every year. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'd love for you to join me on my channel by hitting that subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so you'll always know when I have a new video. I do all kinds of DIYs, gardening in the summer, and just fun topics. Definitely hit the like button and leave me a comment. That helps my channel grow so much, and I really appreciate it. And last but not least, DIY number 2. I recently got a new planner and I'm using all these different colored markers because I'm kind of anal that way, and I don't have a good holder for them. So I thought, okay, I'm going to make a cute little kind of festive pencil box, if you will, out of one of those little drawer boxes from the Dollar Tree. So the little piece that is the drawer, I cut out the bottom. So that way, what I'm really going to do is stack them so that it'll be taller, and I'm going to make it decorative for Christmas, but I have a way that you could switch it out so it doesn't have to be Christmassy. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to put a coat of Waverly chalk paint and ink on it, and I'm doing that same technique that I did with the last project but in reverse. So when I'm distressing it, you will see the black peeking through. So once that's dried, I'm going to take the antique wax in white from Waverly and I'm going to paint over the top of the black. And already you can see the black kind of peeking through, so it's a really nice effect. It's almost like it looks like it was dry brush, but it wasn't. And then once I have all the paint on there and it's all dried, I'm going to take my sandpaper and I'm going to go in on the edges again and on the sides, and I'm going to sand off that part. So what will happen is it'll look like the black is poking through. I also traced the little butterfly that is in the center of the drawer onto a little piece of foam board that I had, and I'm using some of my Scottish plaid scrapbook paper, and I love decorating with that for Christmas. And so I'm going to I'm going to use a glue stick to put that on there, and I'm just going to hot glue it with a couple little dots of hot glue and stick it inside so it covers that hole. Now that's the piece that really could be changed out for any theme or any time. So I like that because this is kind of Christmassy now, but in the future it doesn't have to be. And now I'm going in and sanding the edges, and I'm loving the way it's starting to look. And then I'm going to hot glue the inside of the bottom piece, set the other one in, and it fits just snug enough where the glue makes contact and it stays. And then I'm going to add that little piece of foam board with the Scottish plaid on it. And now I'm going to add a coat of the fast drying polyurethane just to kind of coat it and protect it. And of course, once that is done, it's never enough for me. You know that, right? So I'm going to add some embellishments just to make it a little more farmhouse and festive. And so once that's dried, I'm going to add some nautical rope around the top of the box and then around that point where they meet right in the middle. And I think that kind of gives it more of a finished look, and I really like the way that looks here. Again, just brings it into the farmhouse look, you know, a little bit more. I decided to add a little piece of buffalo check ribbon around the center of the bottom piece, and I just love that extra little touch. It does give it that farmhouse and holiday feel at the same time. And then I took some of the jute twine and I kind of doubled it up and made a little shoestring bow, and I'm just going to hot glue that right on the front and then trim the edges, and that's it. And I love the way this one turned out. This turned out so cute. You'll have to let me know what you think. I hope you guys like it. I really love it. And I love I can see just the tops of my markers so I know what color I'm going to pull out. And that's all I was really hoping for. So I am loving it. Both of these DIYs were useful items, but at the same time, they are decorative and fit the holiday spirit as well. I just wanted to let everyone know that I am on social media. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Same name, Living My Best Life with Lisa Marie. And I hope to see you over there. Don't forget to visit Mom and Antoinette's channels. Their links will be in my description box below, and so will the link for the playlist, and you're definitely going to want to watch those videos. They're going to be awesome. Thank you so much for watching and being here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and definitely give this video a like, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Until then, you are a blessing.